Hello and welcome to the Superscript New Comic Minute for Wednesday, January the 18th. We are here as always to talk to you about the books we are excited about this week. And boy, is this week a doozy. Got a lot of new things in the shop. Not just comics, but some new things that were part of our promise to you who backed our crowdfunding campaign to expand the store. They are incredibly large. I'm betting none of you noticed them. You just think they were always here. They just materialized. So we shall see. Yeah, pat on the back if you recognize what they are. Come and pick up your books. And speaking of books, man, is there a bunch I'm excited about this week. Mind if I start?
Go for it.
All right. So, the continuing excellent series by Simon Spurrier, Cy Spurrier, Dan the Mall, Hardball crime drama. Definitely recommend picking this up. The first two issues are really, really quite good. We still have some of issue 1 and 2, so this is probably still a fair point for you to jump onto this series by one of my favorite writers the last 2 years, Cy Spurrier. Charlie Aldred's doing the art. It's fantastic. We've got Hard Pivot, Gru by Sergio Aragonés of Mad Magazine and Gru fame. The most frequent comment when people see this on the table is, oh my god, I did not realize Sergio Aragonés was still alive. Turns out he has been making comics this whole time, and if you had said, hey, Elliot, what do you think the best-selling comic from the last week when Gru came out was going to be, I would not have guessed Gru issue 1. But it was very popular. Yeah, people love Gru. And so I read it, and it was great, and it's still funny, and sense of humor still holds up, and the art's still hilarious. And issue 2 is available. We still got maybe one or two. We got a couple copies of issue 1 left, but not many. House of Slaughter wanted to bring this back onto the New Comic Minute just because I have been reading this. We'll call it a prequel to Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion. This is issue 11 is the beginning of a new arc in this book, and it's a good point to jump on. So we've got part 1 of The Butcher's Return. So if you read Something's Killing the Children, or if you have been thinking about jumping on to House of Slaughter, this would be a good point to do so. The book's amazing, art's amazing. Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland, issue number 3. I Hate Fairyland's finally back. It's been great. We still have some copies of issue 1 and 2. I've been really enjoying reading this. Again, one of my favorite goofy fantasy books, and I'm really glad it's back. Then we got some Marvel. Really only one Marvel title on my list from this week as far as like a new thing I'm excited about. But boy oh boy, did I like issue 1 of Gary Duggan's Iron Man. And as those of you who are familiar with our opinions on comics, I really, really liked Chris Cantwell's entire run on Iron Man. So the fact that Gary Duggan is following up with a book that didn't turn me off just because I didn't know that anything could live up to Chris Cantwell's run, this is really exciting. And I think you'll dig it. And we still got some issue 1 left.
I think so.
Nightclub, which is about teenage vampires. It's by Mark Millar, who's been just putting out bangers again out of nowhere. That Nemesis Reloaded book that he put out last month, I mean, don't get me wrong, probably somewhat on the laurels of the previous iteration in the series, Nemesis. Did pretty well. It's advertising back here. Yeah, Mark Millar stuff has just been hitting again lately, and I'm really, really happy with that because I grew up reading a lot of Mark Millar books. Nightclub is about teenage vampires doing teenage stuff, but as vampires.
And luchadors?
Yeah, and luchadors in just a certain degree, or maybe that's just part of it. I haven't read issue 1 yet. It's on my list of things to read because I read that Nemesis book and was like, holy crap, this is outstanding. Yeah, really stoked for this. And it's only $1.99.
It's a deal.
Yeah, it's really cheap for a comic in 2022.
2023.
2023. It would have been cheap in 2022.
That's true.
Also.
That's true.
But yeah, still holds. Dune, House Harkonnen. This is an adaptation of Brian Herbert's prequel to his father's work, Dune. He's done several prequel trilogies at this point, but the first one he did was House Trace, House Harkonnen, and House Carino, and they kind of mapped the the lead up to the political situation that sets the stage for Dune. This was the second book in that series. Each of the books can be read in a vacuum, but they are part of the wider tapestry that is the Dune political intrigue that sets the backdrop for the wonderful novel and now feature film. We'll have this feature film so far. This is a weird one. This will probably not make a ton of sense if you have not read what precedes it, but this is the end of a series called Giga that Vault put out that was like one of the most popular like indie series right when we opened Superscript almost 3 years ago. And it took a big break before this final issue. So if you were...
Is there a trade with the first
yeah,
few?
I think there's a trade with everything but this.
Yeah.
Memory serves.
I think so, yeah.
And then this is the end. I love this series.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that they're actually finishing it. You should definitely read that trade and pick up this issue. And I hope they stick the landing, because boy, oh boy, what a ride it was. Not sure what the circumstances were that they had to take such a big break, but things happen. And then I've got one trade this week, as opposed to the previous weeks where I've just had stacks and stacks. This week, I am very excited for Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain. From New York Times bestselling cartoonist Chip Zdarsky. Chip Zdarsky is one of those names that once you say it wrong once, there's like no getting back to, there's a word for what that is, but where it just becomes sounds. One of my favorite creators in the game today, and I really like this little bit of superhero deconstruction that he is doing here. Totally self-contained thing. You just read this. You don't need to read anything else, though I suppose it helps if you've read some superhero comics in your time. Otherwise, you may not, all the satire may not work. Nick, how about you? What are you excited about?
Let's see. We got Vault's double feature, Nightfall double feature, number 2. This is a big old book with a whole bunch of creators on it. 2 feature stories, 64 pages if you're looking for a nice horror book. And I would highly recommend the double feature.
These are pretty good.
Then, continuing with DC Universe, Lazarus Planet, we got another one-shot here. Assault on Krypton. We got Blue Superman. The world of Superman changed forever, it says. So these have been good. I've been enjoying the Lazarus Planet one-shots. Whoa. Got some Leah Williams in here.
I think Frank Barbery's in that book, too.
All kinds of good creators in here. So, yeah, these have been really cool. Series of one-shots that are going to kind of lead into the dawn of DC coming later this year. Then, from Image, we got Immortal Sergeant by Joe Kelly and Ken Nimura of I Kill Giants fame. So, if you were a fan of that book, this awesome sort of black and white minimalist art by Ken Nimura, big fan. Check out Immortal Sergeant and then go read some I Kill Giants after that. Then we got a 4-parter, 1 of 4, White Savior by, what's the first name? Eric Nguyen, written and illustrated. This looks fun. Sort of a bumbling dummy is the main character, I suppose, and that I assume this is a play on the white savior trope in fiction that you often see, where he's a bumbling idiot that maybe thinks he can save people. I don't know, but it looks cool, so I'm excited to see what it has to offer. Eric Nguyen did
awesome. This is a good looking book.
The art and the words. Then we've got more Maniac New York by Elliot Kalin. This is Don't Call It a Comeback. So I believe this is like the 3rd arc, right? There were 2. The main one, there was Bronx is Burning. So yeah, these have been really good if you're looking for a good horror series with really great art by Andrea Muti. Then Maniac of New York is for you. We've got the other volumes in trade if you want to get caught up and then read the Don't Call It a Comeback like that hit LL Cool J song. Then we got Nightwing, the 100th issue. there have been 99 Nightwing books before this, and this is the 100th one by Tom Taylor. His run on this, when did his run on this start? Issue 80 something?
Yeah, something
right?
like that.
Mid 80s maybe. Yeah.
It was
so
after Future State, I believe.
that's probably right. Yeah. So yeah, his run on Nightwing so far has been incredible. And this is a big, giant issue 100. So yeah.
He's about to have a very prominent role in the Dawn of DC
stuff.
So
Yeah. So
I think if there's a DC book you want to be reading right now, Nightwing's probably it.
yeah, and we got the stuff leading up to this in a nice hardcover right now as well. Then we got this isn't out. Wait, is this Al Ewing? It is. This is Al Ewing's Wasp. So Al Ewing did an Ant-Man series recently, and now we've got him doing a Wasp series with a cool cover. So I'm looking forward to this. Al Ewing's always writing good stuff for Marvel.
My favorite thing that there's no relationship between Al and Ewing.
Oh yeah,
like they're not even from the
it's
same continent.
confusing. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to some Wasp action. And then lastly, we've got a bunch of Barbaric. So if you're not familiar with this series, we've got the first two trades here in trade, and then the new arc, Hell to Pay, comes out today. So this series is about a barbarian who has a curse where he can only kill people who are bad people, essentially. Sort of, they have to be worthy of being killed, I guess. Or
they have to have done something that, he can only kill in the name of a just cause.
Yes, there you go. And his axe talks to him and gets drunk on blood. So it's great. It's got really good action and humor and great illustrations. So yeah, pick up the trades, get caught up, and then pick up Barbaric Hell to Pay and see what is new in the world of Barbaric.
It comes out in like 3-issue bursts.
Yeah.
But they're like pretty thick issues, so
yeah,
it's a lot of story, and then they come out with the trade. It's staff favorite for sure.
Yeah,
across the board.
Been a good one.
Well, I believe that's all for this week. So make sure you come in. If any of these books interest you, pick them up, give them a try. Add them to a subscription through our pull list service. Get 4% cash back on every purchase if you're a member of the.
You get 4 points with every dollar you spend.
Every dollar, yes. 4 points with every dollar you spend. You get 1,000 points. That turns into $5 store credit. I have nothing else to add. Guess what's new in the store? There's lots of it. We continue to add things to the store.
We'll see you when you come in.